Good morning, staff, teachers and special guests. I'd like to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. My name is Emma Croker and it is an honour to have been selected as the Chair of Mergen State School's Health Promotion Committee. Having grown up in this community and attended this very school, it is within my greatest passion and interest that our school is one that promotes health to its students and the wider community. As Chair, I propose that we take action immediately for a health issue that I strongly believe is of the utmost priority. The violent behaviour our students have towards one another often results in assault, which can lead to injury and perhaps even death. Our school is made up of 400 students. 50% of our students identify as Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander, many of which come in from the nearby town of Cherbourg. One major factor that contributes to violence is parental influence. So if our students are subject to violent behaviour, acts of assault in their everyday life, this transcends and makes them who they are. So if our students are exposed to this, it is no wonder that they turn to violence and assault when dealing with issues at school. There are some more statistics on the slide, which show that between 2000 and 2004 there were 150 deaths due to assault among Indigenous Australians. The age standardised rate for being a victim of physical or threatened violence among the Indigenous population was over twice the rate of non-Indigenous population. So I guess what I'm trying to show here is that our school community has a higher rate of our students experiencing violence in the home. I'm not going to play this video as I'm sure that you've all seen it by now, but this video demonstrates the importance and relevance of the issue in our school. 3 students are fighting in this video. They're wearing our school colours, our uniforms. They're our students. They're yelling hateful words and they're screaming at each other, and there's other students around witnessing this behaviour, encouraging it even, and somebody has recorded it and put it up on YouTube. The bottom video is just, it's a YouTube page. Actually it consists of quite a few different videos under the YouTube channel Cherbourg Fight. It's things like this that are contributing to the rise in violence within our school, and it's leading to our students being suspended. In 2014 alone, there were 163 disciplinary absences. But what's the point of suspending our students for being violent when they can just go home and continue their violence there? If we are really concerned about their health and well-being, we will take another approach, and instead of dealing with the problem while they're at school only, we'll take it further. This survey that was conducted at the end of 2014 shows that children do not feel safe at this school. There's 87% of students that do feel safe. Our school is made up of 400 students. 50% of our students identify as Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander, many of which come in from the nearby town of Cherbourg. One major factor that contributes to violence is parental influence. So if our students are subject to violent behaviour, acts of assault in their everyday life, I think that what I've shown you shows the relevance of this issue within our school community, and the level of severity that is associated with it, with such a negative impact. I think the good news is that we can only go up from here. So, how are we going to build awareness about violence and assault in our community? Well, to combat violence, we first need to teach our students, their families and the wider community about violence and the many different forms that it comes in. They need to know what assault is and the many different forms that it can come in. They need to understand the law around violence and assault and what this could mean for themselves. And they need to be aware of the consequences that can occur for people who are exposed to violence and assault. This can range from injury to death, which is the physical side of things, which is our biggest concern, but they also need to be aware of the psychological side of things as well, and how victims or witnesses can be left mentally scarred, and that can increase anxiety and depression. A very important part of building this awareness is to show parents that their actions will affect the behaviour of their children. If they witness these acts of violence from their loved ones or within their community, it's not teaching them anything but how to be violent. I'm not going to give you a PD about violence and assault at this time. However, in the very near future, staff members, students, parents and our community will be exposed to this in tenfold, because it really is important. We have a great partnership with our PCYC, and I've expressed our concern to our resident police officer, who has openly agreed to take on a role in creating this awareness. We're going to start by having him come and talk to our students about violence and assault and really focus in on the legal side of things, so that students know that this is against the law to harm someone against their will. We also have partnerships with CTC, who run outside school programs for our students. They're going to incorporate the teaching about violence and assault in a more personal level, where perhaps stories can be shared and students can really begin to understand violence and assault. This goes for our before and after school care program within our school, where they will be having talks and workshops with the students who attend about violence and assault. The issue will also be raised to our PNC, where parents will be encouraged to speak about violence and assault with their children. And I think the most important part of this section is that our Aboriginal parent group have found a conference which is available to attend on the Gold Coast this October. It's called Say No to Domestic Violence Conference, and it will be attended by our Aboriginal parent group, where they will have the opportunity to be involved in workshops and seminars that aim to reduce incidents of domestic and family violence at all levels, provide open and frank forum discussions, lend support to the families and individuals in the field of domestic violence, and to help establish and grow worldwide network and resources through sharing information. And it will bring together women organisations and men organisations to make a united voice against domestic and family violence. I think we've really hit the nail on the head by exposing our entire community to the awareness of violence and assault, and I will be discussing barriers to this program in a short time. But for now, I'd like to move on to the next strategy. The next step in combating violence is to teach our students and families coping strategies. So the next step is, in a way, overlapping with the first strategy, where we will be incorporating programs in our school in PCYC and CTC that will help students to overcome violence. Now that they have an understanding and awareness of the violence and assault, we're going to teach them how to overcome it. So these programs will be made to target emotions and behaviour, and really hone in on the personal side of things. So Also at school, we're going to have workshops incorporated into our health and physical education lessons that focus on skill building, such as cooperation, teamwork, resilience, empathy. The list goes on, where students can play games and practice these skills. Then they can have reflections based around these games where students can really open up, express their feelings, and learn from the experience. And of course relate it to violence and assault. These same strategies are going to be incorporated into all of our classrooms. So reflections based around the development of these skills take place all the time. Don't worry about it too much. Our kind HPE teacher has taken this on board and will be giving a personal development session for teachers so that we're all on the same page. I'd also like to talk about our procedure in place for students to follow. So we've already got this in our school. Students know about it. They have been battered with it from the first day of school. So it's now time that we make something of it. So it's the ignore, walk away, stop, think and do, ask a friend for help, ask a trusted adult, or at school report to the thinking room. So we're going to make snazzy posters, stickers that we can place around the school. We're going to be referring to it in our HPE classes, and we're also going to be doing role plays within our normal classes so that students can really get a good understanding of that. So how we're going to reach out to the parents and the community? We're going to host a Say No to Violence Day. So this will consist of many different workshops that parents can attend, which will also teach the strategies for coping with emotions and behaviours. There will also be an opportunity for counselling to be heard so that parents know that there are options, there are people that they can talk to within the community. So the conference that our Aboriginal parents group will see in October, they will bring back all of the information that they got from that conference, and they'll have an opportunity to host this event, which I'm sure will gain much more interest and involvement from other Indigenous parents. So it's a really great idea. It would be nice also if we could have someone influential for the day. The next thing we'll do is change our rewards program. We are a Pathways to Peace school. Clearly, we're not utilising this to its fullest potential. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to embrace this program. We're not starting over, however, we will be reteaching, rehabilitating and bringing it to life, because really, our teachers and staff don't see any significance of it, so we can't expect our students to. So care for myself and others, do the right thing, speak kindly, find help, turn things around, be brave, be a peacemaker. These are the key ingredients which a peacemaker will possess. So let's give them some initiative to be that peacemaker. Our current rewards program, they have to get 5 stars within each category, and once they do, they become a peacemaker. Boring. Where's the incentive? So let's get the community involved. Let's give members of our community a chance to award the students by giving them stars. We can use store managers, police officers, lollipop lady, the mayor, sports coaches, and also we can include our before and after school care, CTC and PCYC programs. So these people can give our students stars when they see students possessing these behaviours, instead of just the teachers. We've seen this one done many times before, but I believe that it's really going to help build strong relationships between between our students, staff and the community. So students often create videos at their school. I've seen it done with Racism No Way, where a famous rapper came to the school and they created a rap song. So that's what we're going to do, but we're going to focus on violence and how it's uncool. Okay, so as I'm not the most musically talented person, a wonderful music teacher has agreed to be the organiser of this and incorporate it into the music curriculum. However, there may be some extra class time needed. The idea is that each class will create a small snippet to incorporate into the video clip, where students will sing, rap, play an instrument, or they might act out the video clip itself. It will be entirely their work, their words, their feelings and their ideas all about violence and assault. So students will be working together to create the idea, and in doing so they'll be using the skills that they have learnt through their HPE curriculum and in the classroom and in the environment. So long term this song could be used for musical performance in community events, so the potential is really endless. So I'd just like to point out as well that during the other stages there is opportunities for student, staff and community to build these relationships. So this isn't the only thing, this is just the icing on top of the cake, which I'm really excited about. And for all of these strategies to work, they need to be incorporated together. So it's not just step 1, step 2, step 3, it's okay, here's our ideas, let's go, now let's do it all. I think that what I've shown you shows the relevance of this issue within our school community and the level of severity that is associated with it. With such a negative impact, I think the good news is that we can only go up from here. So like you saw on the slides, these things we can all start implementing now. While some of them will be a little bit more long term, I believe that within the next year we can really start to hone in on this and make our students really be aware about violence, be able to cope with it, and also have strong relationships so that they've got people to talk to and go to. I hope you're all excited about these new strategies. It will benefit our students, it will benefit our school, and it will benefit our community. It won't happen overnight, however, consistency and determination and a whole school approach are the keys. Remember, say no to violence. Thank you for listening.